Dear students, this is my first video in this channel, and today we'll learn to balance the chemical equation. So before balancing, we have to know what is the balance equation. Balance equation means number of element present in reactant should be equal to the number of element present in product. These are known as balance equation. Before proceeding ahead, just let us take an example. Mg plus O2, that is known as MgO. Mg means magnesium, O2 oxygen, MgO magnesium oxide. Before balancing, we have to remember two terms. First, the element. What are the elements? Second is the element which is present on the left side, that is known as reactant, and the element which is present on the right side, that are known as product. So number of elements in a reactant should be equal to the number of element in product. If both are equal, they are known as balance equation. So let us start how to balance the equation. Mg plus O2 after reaction MgO. In a left side there are the two elements magnesium and oxygen, and in a right side there is a compound, that is MgO. In a compound also there are the two elements magnesium and oxygen. So if you will find the number of magnesium and oxygen, we will see that in a left side there are the number of magnesium is 1 and right side is also 1. But if you will find the number of oxygen in left hand side, that is in reactant, that is 2. But the number of oxygen that is in right side, that is 1. To balance, we need that in a both side there will be the equal number of elements, and to make it equal, we have to multiply the oxygen by 2. If you multiply the oxygen by 2, then oxygen is with the combined in the magnesium, then magnesium itself will get multiplied by 2. That means if you multiply the oxygen, the number of oxygen becomes the equal, but number of magnesium does not becomes the equal. So that means we have to multiply the magnesium also by 2. So our equation becomes 2Mg plus O2. After reaction it will become 2Mg. If we will find that number of magnesium is in reactant, there are the 2, and in product also there are the 2, and if we will find the oxygen number, that are also 2 and that are also 2. That means you can say that this equation is a balance equation. Now let's take another example. H2 here is hydrogen and O2 oxygen. After reaction there is the H2O, that is water. H2 is known as hydrogen and O2 is oxygen, and this is known as water in a common language. We know that H2 is an element, O2 is also element, but H2 is a compound. When hydrogen and oxygen combine together, there is a formation of water. So let's look, is this equation a balance? So we have to remember that reactant and product. So in a left hand side there are the reactant hydrogen and oxygen. These are the two elements. You will find the number of hydrogen in left hand side, that is 2, but in a right hand side there are also 2. If you will find the number of oxygen in left hand side is 2 and right hand side is 1. So if you want to make it equal, then we have to multiply the number of oxygen by 2. When we multiply the number of oxygen by 2, then oxygen is joined to the hydrogen. The hydrogen itself will also get multiplied by 2. That means number of hydrogen becomes 4. It get multiplied itself by 2. It becomes 4. And to make the hydrogen 4, again we have to multiply it by 2. And if we multiply the hydrogen by 2, we find that number of hydrogen is 4 in a reactant and that is equal to the number of hydrogen that is also 2 in product, and number of oxygen also became equal. In a reactant is also 2 and product is also 2. We can say that these are the balance equation. I hope your doubt may be clear. If you have any doubt, you can comment me. For you, I have given some equation for you to balance it. Just look at this equation. Our first equation is Fe plus Cl2. Fe is iron and Cl2 is chlorine. After reaction, there is a FeCl. Another is KMnO4 plus HCl. After reaction, KCl plus MnCl2 plus H2 plus Cl2. This is the one difficult equation. It may be for you, but try it. Another is N2 plus H2 after reaction NH3. And fourth is CS4, we know is commonly methane, plus O2 after reaction CO2 plus H2O. And then after Ca, that is calcium, plus HCl after reaction CaCl2 plus H2. I hope you can complete or balance this equation. If you can't, then you can ask me in a comment. Best of luck.